Hi, welcome back to Crochet Creations. I'm Christy, and this week I have about 3 finished objects and some progress on some that you've seen before and a couple of new whips. So grab a cup. I have rich chocolate fudge with hazelnut. Hazelnut is my favorite one, I guess. I like the chocolate flavors mixed with the hazelnut a lot. And so I found out that when I do a video, my phone quits at 38 minutes and 48 seconds. I tested it yesterday, and that's exactly when it quit, 38 minutes and 48 seconds. So I'm going to have to watch and make sure that I don't go over 38, because splicing them together after that is not an option. No big deal, because what we want to see is the crocheted stuff anyway. And then, like I said, it's real life. So we'll get right to it then. Weekly D-stash for today. Last week was a skein of Premier. And this was a sweet roll in Raspberry Swirl. It was won by Heather, and she's already claimed it. This week, this is in my Facebook group. If you don't know about the Facebook group, I will leave a link down in the description box and you can join. We have weekly D-stash out of my Christie's Closet every week, and this week coming up will be 3 skeins of Patan's Uplands, and this one is in Inky Mix. It's a blue, not sure what, I guess you would call that marled. This one is 50% wool, 50% acrylic, hand wash, bulky 5. There are 3 skeins of it. All you have to do is go to the Facebook group, find the announcements tab for the D-stash for this week, and leave a comment on that. Over on the Facebook page, we have 2 ongoing yearly make-alongs. One of them is hosted with Christy Cook from Tea Doddles, and January is almost to the end, so make sure you get in the January spa scrap for the month. There's a whole bunch of little hints, or I don't mean hints, little patterns that you can make with your scraps that's on the spa line or the theme. And we have our own little Facebook group, so you can put all your makes in that one, and it'll be separate from everything else, and that will be down in the description box too. February is going to be announced the first Thursday of the month, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'll probably put up a separate video that night. I may have something else in the content for that night, but it'll be a separate video. So on to the second yearly make-along. I am doing a hats, and more hats. You make a hat, you post it for the month of January. I have a skein of, and I didn't bring it out here, a skein of the new Lion Brand Basics in the colorway Gold Heather. I have a picture of it in the Facebook group, and it's gorgeous. So I have that as the January gift. All you have to do is make a hat for January. If you make a hat for every month of the make-along, the bonus prize to be entered into that, you'd have to make 12 hats. But I have announced it. It will be a set of Clover Amour hooks. It's the whole set of 10 from B to J. That'll be given at the end of the make-along in December. So make sure you make a hat every month and enter so you can win these hooks. All right, so now going on. I don't want to waste any time. I've already got 5 minutes in. Let's see. Okay, my hat for the week that I made was a Bag O' Day pattern. It was number, I have it written down here, 536. It's the coffee bean. And I made it in a Premier Milano. Now this was a purple and gold color, and it's called purple or mauve, but it actually has superwash wool, 31% superwash wool, 40% acrylic, and 2% or 29% polyamide, which is that gold twisted thread. So here it is all done, and that is gorgeous purple. Now what I do with this hat, I always do it her way first, and then I start to decrease. She doesn't decrease, she just gathers it. I do a row or two of decreasing, and then I gather it. And my pom-pom is a removable snap-on, and I did use the Premier Milano in a gold color for the brim color, and I always do the last row in reversible just to make it a little different. So that was my hat for the week. I think I'm up to 9 hats, so I'm ahead of the game. Let's see. Okay, I was going to go on to the second hat of the week, but I didn't finish it yet. It's just a make in progress. So this one is from a AC Moore flyer that I picked up, and it's this hat right here. It's the crocheted one, but I started it, and I'm using Impeccable, and it is a brown tweed 4-ply 100% acrylic, and this is how far I got. It's coming out great, just lovely. Such a different pattern. You actually decrease down, so this end is staying smaller in the round than this end. Isn't that cool? And that'll be cuffed up, so it should be a finished product for next Sunday. But I just figured I'd show it. So that's hats, and more hats for this week. I wrote everything down so that I didn't forget where I was, so I didn't waste any precious moments. This is going to be different till I get used to it. Okay, another item that I was working on last week was my socks. So it's living in my mini maker bag, and I'm using the Stroll Tweed from Knit Picks, and this is how far I am now. When I showed it last week, I was right there where the little unicorn is. My little unicorn, yeah. I put him on there, and then he twists around, and then he doesn't show himself. Anyway, that's how much I got done from there to there. And this is slow going, but that's okay. That's okay. I want to try this, so I'm doing it. So that's my update. I'll move that up to there when we get done, and we'll just keep doing this. I just like to do those ones, like at lunchtime. I'll do like 2 or 3 rows and then put it away. Okay, another make in progress. This one is one that I have not shown yet. This one is a new cowl, button cowl, and I got it out of that Crochet World magazine from October of 2014, the one that I did the hourglass scarf out of. So it's a work in progress, so it's not done yet. I'm using a Ferris wheel, and I'm using the green. It's Ferris wheel is a 4-ply, but it's real light. And this is the evergreen one. And I'm going to end up using more than one. So I have the second one down in here. Okay, so what's the hook? An H hook. No, it isn't. It's a J. I'm sorry. And why do I know? Because it says so right on my piece. So this is how far I've gotten. Isn't it coming out great? This is the cowl part. And you put it over your head. And then this part will be a second piece. So that's how far I am. And it's just single crochet. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And then when you go back around, you will put your single crochet into your chain 1 space. Now I know that there's a name of that stitch, but you know what? I don't know what it is. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so that is that new scarf coming along. It's almost done already. I would have had it done if I wasn't working on something special, which I will show you soon enough. Okay, my next one. Now, I can put that in with the hat. I didn't have that put away. Okay. Now, I told you last week that I was doing a test pattern for someone, and that was Kim at the Crafty Nomad. I did not tell you that before because I thought she was going to release it. I think she is going to release it, but I asked if I could show my item, my finished project, and she said that I could. So I don't know when she's going to release it, but I finished mine and I love them. They are, she showed it on her channel, they are fingerless gloves, and I did them in Lion brand teal berry, the same colorway and yarn that unforgettable that I did my hourglass scarf in. And look how pretty they came out. They matched that scarf, and the cuff and the band and this stitch herringbone, it is just beautiful. I've never done it before, so when I did it with these, I was like, oh, I love it. I love this stitch. So they came out just gorgeous. And if she releases the pattern, I will definitely link it so you guys can get the pattern. But it is a really nice job she did. I'm going to be making more of these, and so hopefully you all will be making them too. So that was my one, my first test pattern, and hopefully not my last. And I think we're going to be doing a some kind of a get together, her and I, and a few others. I'm just not sure how it's going to work yet, so I'm not going to announce that. She's working on it. So that was that finished product. And I think I only have one more thing to show you, and that is my finished sweater. I made a sweater last week, and I had a second commission to make another one, and I decided to use a different pattern this time. Of course, I only use the base pattern, and then I go on rogues, and you know darn well that it isn't going to look anything like it, but I will link the base pattern down in the bottom. So this one is, my plans were to make this one at least 6 months to 9 months size. And I'm thinking it's a little bit more on the 9-month size, but that's okay because some babies are bigger than others. And when you give them the gift, you don't want it to fit perfect because there's no room to grow. So what I started with was this skein of Baby Blossom that I got from Love Crafts from the UK. And this was a DK acrylic and nylon and polyamide mix. And I'm thinking that it was supposed to come out with a flower pattern. So I knew I wouldn't have, I didn't think I would have enough to do the whole entire sweater. So I did choose another DK that I had caked up that I got from Michael's a while back that would be perfect color match. So I got that out, planning on doing cuffs or something. So I started out with it's a top-down raglan, and it started out with single crochet. So I figured, okay, the pattern may come out with a flower pattern, which it did. It started out really good. But when you turned the sweater on the front side, it didn't come out so good. But I'm still happy with it. So this is the back. The back came out okay. And I used the cream for the sleeves and of course for the border. And when we got to the point where I realized that the pattern was going to be broken, where some of the pattern would be green and some of the pattern would be correct, I finally just said, you know what, I'm not going to do single crochet anymore. I'm going to do half double, because I like to use that. So I finished the sweater in half double all the way down, did the whole thing, finished it all off, and then I had a big gap here with no flowers, none at all. So Doug says, you gonna put something there? I said, yeah, I'm gonna make a flower. He goes, why don't you do a pocket? I said, oh my gosh, what do you live with a creative person? Thank you. So this was Doug's idea, to put the pocket on. So I finished it off with a real fancy edging on the border. I did it backwards so that the bobble basically is inside, and it just shows half, like a part of the bobble outside. I matched it up with 3 flower green buttons, and then I put the pocket on. So it ended up coming out pretty nice. We'll just see whether or not she likes it. Yep, so that, I didn't start the hat yet. I'm sure I have plenty of yarn left to make the hat, but if I were to be putting this in the shop this way, I wouldn't make a hat. I would just put it in this way. But for right now, I have to wait for her to see if she's gonna buy it. So we will find that out soon. And that's all I have today. And I did very well. I got it right down to 20 minutes. And I guess I don't have to worry about it cutting out on me. I don't know. 38 minutes. I had plenty of time to do other things. In fact, I can show my one scarf again, because this is a regular episode and I did not show this on a regular episode. This is my 2020 scarf that I made in the ice brand, the ice yarn, the Flam Duo. And now you can see the colors. Really nice. This is actually 92 inches long. 92 inches. I measured it after I did the video. Just the prettiest yarn I've ever seen. I really liking golds and browns. Really liking marls, and yeah, beautiful. All right, well, I hope everyone is having a creative weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.